guys, Jamie here, keeping it coy. Welcome back to the channel, and if you're new, welcome. Hope to earn your subscription today. So in today's video, we're back on the main pond. I am going to get the inlet sorted today, and the skimmer all sea-load in. So yeah, we'll take you outside. As you can probably tell, I'm in my swimming shorts again. So I'm going swimming. So let's go and have a look. So we're still in one hell of a mess, but we're getting there. Every day it gets a little bit tidier because I've done another job. So I had the floating skimmer in there over the last few days, and as you can probably tell, I've filled it up a bit more. Just wanted to pull the liner as tight as I could into all four corners before I start messing about with the return. So I am now going to go and get wet and get the return in over that side. It's down there somewhere-ish. I'll find it. And then obviously the skimmer is in that corner over there. So yeah, I'll climb in and get a bit wet. And I don't know how much of this I'm actually going to be able to film, because now that there is obviously water in the base, I can't really put my phone down on the floor anymore. So I will get as much of it filmed as I possibly can, but as I say, I can't put my phone in the pond now, so I'll see if I can stand it up here somewhere and get a view. If not, I will just keep snapping back to you guys as I go. I'm going to quickly just turn the skimmer on for a few minutes before I jump in though, just clear the surface of the water, especially in this area, because it's a bit manky. I did clean the bottom out the other week, but there's still a few more lumps that have either fallen in or that I missed, but that'll clear the pond. It's the same skimmer actually as what Andy from Koi Pond Lifestyle, brain fart then, yeah, same skimmer he's got. I had mine before Andy got his. I had it in the old pond, but yeah, they work an absolute treat. I did mention it to Andy when he said his keeps floating. If you ever have one that keeps floating, it's for one of two reasons, because I suffered with the same problem to start off with when I had mine, and the instructions are not very clear. But if you tie it to the side of your pond and don't give it enough room to float and dangle, that's one cause for it keep floating. The other cause is where the bubbles and the water comes out of the bottom. You can loosen that and tighten it. The more you twist it, the more flow you basically get out of the bottom. If your flow is too high, that could be one of the reasons that's causing it to float. I only found that out quite recently, to be honest, because I was playing about with it in this pond, because it kept bumping into the step that it's currently leaning on now and kept floating. So I was trying to redirect the direction that the air bubbles were coming out, because again you can redirect them to face a different direction, and by doing that I noticed it was getting more and more powerful. So I turned it down a bit, and Bob's your auntie, hasn't floated since. So that's a bonus. But as you can see, I don't know if I can get you a bit closer down there, it proper does the job. The rubbish look, you've got a really nice flow now of all the rubbish heading towards it, and after about 10 minutes the pond surface in here will be nice and clean and clear again. The liner is going a bit green, even on the step, because it has been in there for about a week now, so it's going to be very slippery. So I am going to try not to fall in, probably will, but yeah, with all this nice green water though, I'm quite worried that I'm going to chuck me fish in here when it's finished, and I'll end up having a spawn. But unfortunately I've got absolutely nowhere to put any more fry at the minute. I suppose I could empty my fish tank, put the fish tank fish in here, and then put the fry in the fish tank, but yeah, I wanted to get rid of that fish tank pretty soon, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Right, so I'm going to snap back to you in a bizzle once I've climbed in and made a start, and hopefully found somewhere to put the phone. Catch you in a bizzle. So I'm in, and it's bloody cold still, absolutely flipping freezing. I would have thought it would have warmed up a bit by now. Anyone know how to remove that? There was more writing on the other side, so I had to put it in this way round. Not that I know if there is a front or back, but I thought leave it to soak for a few days and it might just wash off, but I've just tried it with my finger. No, it does budge a bit. Maybe if I put some elbow grease into it, that might come off. I don't even know if you guys can see it there. I can't even see my phone. But yeah, it's the chalk writing that they write on the liner with. But anyway, I'm in the pond. I found my hole. My hole is, I say I found it, lost it again. My hole's here. So I don't know if you can quite make that out. What I've got to do now is find where my holes are around there. I've got me all my bits I'm going to need. I've got my front flange with my screws. I've got my little pot of washing up liquid water. I've got my sharp knife. I've got me, a lot of you guys said it was an auger. I probably agree. I've got my screwdriver. That's me. The auger's my pointy stick to just pierce my liner. I've got my permanent marker in case I need it. And then my good old CT1. So there we go. Found my holes. Got some screws in part of the way to find my holes. Now what I'm going to do is get the circle cut out so I can see behind, and then we can start putting some CT1 in. So yeah, give me a second. I'm going to get that cut out and I'll snap back to you again. So there you go. There's my hole cut. Not perfectly neat, but neat enough. Now all I've got to do is check how clean the pipe is. Looking at the inside, it's not going to be very clean wearing into silicone, so I'm going to go and get my alcohol wipes and a dry cloth to give it a quick dry, and then we'll give that a clean and stick some CT1 in there. Snap back to you in a bizzle. So as you can see there now, I've taken the flange back off, so I'm just going to give it a quick clean. I've got my big wipes, bit of kitchen roll and my dry cloth to get that all cleaned up, and then we'll stick some CT1 in there. So I'll snap back to you again in a bizzle. So there you go, that's giving it a damn good clean. You can see in there that the flange connector thing, if it will focus, there you go, is all nice and clean. One small tip when you're cleaning, I've seen a lot of people on their videos, they clean the inside of their pipe there, around the flangey bit, but they forget to clean behind the rubber. So just when you're wiping in there, just make sure you get in and behind the rubber as well, because obviously if that's as dirty and dusty as what this bit of the liner is, then that may stop your CT1 or whatever silicone you're using from sticking properly. So just a tip, clean your liners as well. And now I'm just going to give it a quick dry, and then we'll get the silicone in. And there you can see, nice generous bead of silicone all the way round. So I'll now try and reposition the flange. I'm going to put a little bit of CT1 again on the outside of the flange. Not that you need it 100%, but most people do it just for the sake of it, just a small bead, and that's what I'm going to do. So again, I'm going to snap back to you in a second once I've got the flange back on. So there you go guys, all tightened up. Obviously a lot of the CT1, as you can see, is all oozed out, so I'll clean that up now. But yeah, I'm happy with how that went. It's all tightened down. As you can see, there is a small bead of silicone on the inside of the flange as well, and the outside of the flange. So yeah, that's sealed a good one. Got a good seal round there, so I'm going to clean that up and snap back to you in a second. Well, there you go guys. I decided to put a small neat blob of silicone over all the screws as well, just so there's literally nothing for the fish to damage themselves on. So I've got a nice big 2-inch return there now, all set and ready to go. Well, once it's dry it will be set. But yeah, that one's done. So now on to the skimmer, and I'm going to do that from the inside of the pond as well. So I am now going to get very cold and wet because it's a good 2.5 foot deep. There, luckily my legs are 3 foot long, so I've just got to try and neaten up and tidy up the liner there in the corner, make sure it's all in the right place, and then we'll crack a lack on with that. So I'll catch you in a bizzle. Right, so that's now set and gone off a treat. And now if we move over here, I'm now working on the skimmer roll. So I've cut the liner, it does all fit nicely, so it's a perfect cut. So that's a bonus. The downside is, because as I mentioned when I was fitting the liner and starting to fill it up and whatnot, it doesn't fit great. And I don't know whether that's because the manufacturers didn't get the sizes right, or whether it was the fact that the step isn't perfectly square. I don't know, but unfortunately I've had to make a few adjustments. I've put a corner piece in here because the corner didn't reach. You can sort of see there that the corner doesn't actually reach the corner, and there's a good inch gap, so I've had to put a nice corner piece there. The strange thing is it fits down there, it is actually in the corner underneath there, but the corner piece starts from here where it starts going out of shape, and unfortunately I've now got a huge lip and overhang. Now I've tried pulling it up straight, but the more it goes up, the further out from the corner it comes here, so I can't pull it up anymore without it completely coming out of shape. So I really don't know what's happened there, but piece of advice, guys, if you're getting a Boxweld liner, check your measurements before you cut it or do anything to it. Obviously your measurements are from that corner point there to that corner point there, and then that one to that one, and that one to that one. And it's literally, when you're measuring, sorry for all the spinning, but when you're measuring, you want to measure from that point there. That is this bit should be up here on the top. But as I say, I can't pull it up anymore because the more, well, let's see if I can show you. Move that out the way there. Yeah, the more I pull this up, as you just saw there, look, it can come up loads, but by doing that, it's then no longer in the corner again. So to get it in the corner, it's luckily the rest of the corners are all okay. It is literally just this one. So yeah, I'm gonna have to make do with that, but corner piece will help the flow go round naturally into the skimmer anyway. It's just I'm gonna have that big old wrinkle down there, and probably most of this side as well. I think I'll be all right that side. There'll just be a small wrinkle along there. It's all basically where the because of where the step starts here that's caused the issue. But hey ho, right. Well, I'm going to crack on with this. So I get, same as I did with the flange, give all this a good wipe down behind the liner as well. Make sure all that's all nice and clean, and in front of the liner as well. And then get some CT1 in there. So I'll snap back to you in a bizzle. So there you go, that's got the CT1 on there all the way around, and that should be plenty. So what I'm going to do now is get the liner in place, get that set, and then show you putting the faceplate on. There you go, liner's all now flat and in place. I've got my screws ready sat in there, so nice and handy. But there is no pre-drilled holes in the actual skimmer box. Obviously there is in the faceplate, show you that. Not pre-drilled holes in the faceplate, but none in the skimmer. So rather than just trying to screw through, I am going to hold it in place and very quickly put some small pre-drilled holes in. Got a 2mm drill bit, so it's the size down that they've used for these, just to make sure I get a really good bite. I think these are 2.5 holes in there, so I'm going to use a 2 just to make sure we get a good bite on the back plate of the skimmer. So I'm going to snap back to you in a second once I've got that one done. So I've clamped the faceplate in position, just going to get the holes drilled. and then we'll get that sealanted on and get that on there as well. So as I've done before, a little bit of sealant on the liner side as well. Holes are all now pre-drilled, so we'll put the faceplate on. And there we go. That's the skimmer we'll put in. Obviously the faceplate's got to go back on the front, but I'll let the CT one fully cure and make sure it's all happy and Larry. I haven't put any silicone over the screws yet, so I just want to make sure that it's all set and that there's no gaps once it's all dry and whatnot. I'll just go over it, double check, make sure it's all perfectly sealed all the way around. I mean, the amount of CT1 that I put behind the liner, it should be fine, but yeah, we'll let that set and then come back and double check everything. Right. So that's that. I won't record me putting the black dots over the screws. I'm pretty sure you all know what that looks like, and if you don't, it looks like that. So yeah, that one's done quite neatly. This one probably could have been a bit neater, but I'd rather get it done properly than worry about what it looks like. But yeah, so once that's all dry, I'll give it a dust off. It's a bit dusty again now. It's where I peeled the protective thingy off. It's obviously very static. Sorry about the shaking. I'm still stood in the pond. It's that green you can hardly blooming see my feet. So yeah, I'm freezing cold, soaking wet, but that's them two jobs done. So I've got my inlet down there and my skimmer up there, and then the other inlet will be up there as a bucket shower. So I'm just having two inlets and two outlets. Skimmer outlet, and then obviously the bottom drain. Not that you're going to see it because it's down there somewhere. There. Ooh, there you go, nearly fell over. That could have been a good one. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of this manky water now and have a shower, dry off and warm up. So I will catch you all later. So just for Martin, I thought I'd give you guys one more look at the Japanese garden, because he keeps telling me I need a Buddha to finish it off. Well, Martin, I found a Buddha I liked, and she's sat over there on that rock. So I don't know if that's where she's going to live permanently, or he's going to live even, but that's where it is for now. So I've got my little Buddha on my Japanese garden. Obviously the fountain's not spraying at the moment because the sun's gone behind the tree and the solar panels up there. So that's all done. Got my waterfall ready to go when I can get to me pump. But I actually looked up to see if I could buy another one of these if I can't find the one that I was going to use for the trickle waterfall there. And I said in my last video, I think, that they only pump around 100 litres an hour. According to their information, they can actually pump up to 500 litres an hour if you get the solar panel in direct sunlight. So might not be such a trickle, but yeah, job well done for today. I'm happy with how it's turned out. So I've got my inlet over there, my skimmer in over there. So the silicone's starting to set now, so I've put everything back. As you can see, that's the wrinkle that I'm going to have down in that corner, but no worries. Shouldn't have too much wrinkles anywhere else, hopefully, so because the rest can all be lifted up. Just as I said, if I lifted that up, because it's basically like a seesaw effect, because that bit there is obviously pinned to the step, and then that bit there is no wrinkles. By lifting this higher, it's kind of lifting it that way, and that's then pulling the corner away from the wall. So I lifted it up as much as I possibly could, and then obviously I've put a corner of this foam there in it just to stop obviously the the liner stretching. But yeah, other than that, stupid liner. Cost me 2.5 times what it should as well, but never mind. So yeah, I'm all warm, shaved, showered, in my PJs, got my vest on, ready for set for the evening, because it's what, about 7:30 now. Sun's just about to set. As you can see, it's in my eyes. Now it's in your eyes. So yeah, so that's what I'm up to at the minute. I'm gonna start to attempt to tackle the pipe work over here, and then all we then got left to do is the window down here. So again, thanks all for watching, guys. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel already, I hope I've earned your subscription today. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you all on the next one.